more energy in the morning. You cannot argue with me that in the morning you have a higher potential for dopamine and acetylcholine production. You can increase dopamine and acetylcholine with a higher protein, higher fat breakfast. If you go higher carb, you're going to create less of those and more of GABA and serotonin.
Okay, I don't have time for this. I should be at work. I don't have time for this moronic coaches, but I need to respond for this because there is so much misleading information here. And it's crazy that these people are coaching people like Chris Bumstead. It's absolutely, I don't understand it. Firstly, that he said there is highest potential in the morning for dopamine and acetylcholine production. This is not rooted in biology, it's rooted from misunderstanding the terminology. There is not automatic dopamine and acetylcholine peak in the morning. But what is affecting your awakening level is your cortisol levels rising in the morning. Cortisol rises very sharply and it will increase your alertness, but it's not the same thing than dopaminergic or cholinergic neurotransmitter synthesis. So part 2, what is actually happening in the brain in the morning? Cortisol peaks naturally between 30 to 45 minutes after you wake up. And it enhances glucose mobilization, alertness and your sympathetic tone. And it can actually indirectly support your dopaminergic activity, but it doesn't cause the dopaminergic surge. And when we go to the dopamine, how it's created, there is partly, correct information here that, okay, high fat, high protein. Dopamine comes from L-tyrosine, which becomes L-dopa, which becomes dopamine, which becomes noradrenaline to adrenaline. So if you do not have enough L-tyrosine, yes, sure, that can support your dopamine functions. But if you have it enough, getting more L-tyrosine, it just gives your dopamine more building blocks. So it's like, if you need more dopamine, it can be, synthesized. And actually, if you want to increase your dopamine in the morning and you don't want to rely on L-tyrosine, and if your brain wants to, synthesize it by increasing your dopamine levels, you can go one step ahead and take L-dopa. That, as L-tyrosine, L-dopa, dopamine. And when you take extra L-dopa, that might increase your dopamine levels, but it might increase it too much. You might start feeling very unrestful. The video is ending soon, so let's continue in part 2.